Welcome to another video. It's been quite a while since I've been on the YouTube. I was just actually starting to edit a video cataloging my triumphant return to YouTube since my few-month absence. Just been focusing on work and getting life kind of a little bit more organized. And I was editing that, and then a little bit of content kind of fell into my lap, and it was new and interesting, and I figured this would be a good little video to kind of ease me back into the process of everything. So I'm just going to film this and then upload it as it is, and hopefully it doesn't bomb too bad. Alright, so what I'm talking about is I have for like past 5-6 months I really became interested in the stock market. I've started investing myself, read articles every day. I'm actually waiting for the market to open so I can see, if I'm in the red or green. Probably in the red, thanks Trump. But what happened is there was a recommended video for me on YouTube, and I watched it, and it was talking about GameStop. Now, keep in mind, this was the one video, and the next day, I refreshed everything, and my recommended page was just swarmed with video after video of people cataloging their experience working at GameStop. And everyone that I saw was negative. And I'm going to give my experience working at GameStop because it's, I feel, the polar opposite of all the videos that I've seen. And it's just a clear case of you should never judge a business too harshly based on your experience, because especially if you're a current or former employee, because it can be different depending. So for those who don't know, I live in a small town in Arkansas. Whenever I worked there, I started working there in 2015, and I only worked there for about 6 or 7 months. So some people work there for many years, so maybe they got tired of it, and that kind of affected them. Things affected them a little bit more. But like I say, I live in a small town. There's only one GameStop in the town, so we would get a good amount of business, but a lot of it was repeat business. And really, a lot of it was people coming in, hanging out, talking with me, talking with some of the other employees, and just talking about games. That was most of it. So I started working there. Started off as a game advisor. I believe I started off making like just above $8 an hour, which was fine because it was just a little side hustle to supplement my income from my primary job. And I would work about 15 hours a week, nothing too crazy. Well, I worked there, it was standard retail, help customers out, help them find their stuff, ring them up, help with returns, that kind of thing. So nothing too special there. The only thing that I can say that I did not like, as opposed to other retail jobs that I've had, like Walmart, for instance, was it was very Toys R Us-esque in the sense of their computers and their registers were very, very slow, crashed all the time. And I believe it was Wednesday, we had price changes. Well, they couldn't just print out, say like, here's the item, and it would print out, and like, this is the tag for it. The department listing was ridiculous. It wasn't like, all right, PlayStation, PlayStation is Department 1, Xbox Department 2. The department numbers were all over the place, and you just kind of had to memorize them. They would print out, sometimes it would be like 50 tags that you had to put on things, and then other times it would be several hundred, and you just had to weed through what went where. And some of them were for like the little clearance, plush toys or socks or shirts, and it was just annoying trying to sift through all that, especially when you had kids who, and this is the same with any retail store, but who would get something and then just put it some random place. We would find stuff behind displays that were there for God knows how long, completely covered in dust. And we'd find it and be like, oh, there it was. So that was the main thing. But as far as like the day-to-day of the job, it was great. You got to talk about video games all day. I mean, as a gamer, since I was a wee kid, it was great. Loved every minute of it. The scheduling started to conflict with my primary job at FedEx, so that I talked to them and said, like, I think I need to leave. I don't think I can keep doing this, because I wanted to focus on that because I was advancing very quickly. They said, well, we don't want you to leave because as far as hitting their sales goals on credit card applications, people getting to sign up for the Pro membership, it has the annual fee, and just getting the purchase protection plan. I don't know if what I can't remember what they actually called it, but basically if your disc breaks, you come in and get a new one. I did very great at that, but I believe the district manager once asked me what do I say to people. I was like, I just ask them. If they say no, I'll leave them alone. If they want it, great, but I don't hound people. That's not the best way to do things, in my opinion. And it worked out for me there. So there was that. So they offered me to change my schedule around to where I could do the mornings, and I would work. I would at that time I worked morning shift FedEx, so I would go in at about 4, get off around 8 or so. And so basically their deal was, we'll get you to senior game advisor, and we'll give you the keys and let you open up. As long as you come in and get everything done before opening, that's fine. But if you get behind, as long as the doors are open before by opening time, then that's fine. So my pay went up by like $1.50 an hour. Still nothing great. But a little bit more money. Couldn't complain. So I did that for a little while, and my initial boss's name was Justin, and he was incredible. Talked about games, we talked about movies, music, we talked about everything. While I was still a game advisor, the senior game advisors and the I don't know if you call them assistant managers or not, we all got along very well. We all communicated very well. So it was a very friendly, fun environment, which is what you want, especially at a place that embodies everything that you love in your, as far as your hobbies go. So it was great. Then we got a new boss, because Justin left. I can't remember the new manager's name. He's still the manager now, but I can't remember his name. He was also great. A lot more by the book, which is fine. It didn't make him an ass or anything like that. It was still great to work with. We all joked around with each other. It was just nice. He had more of a structure about him, I guess you could say. So that was no problems at all. But then I found that there was a lot of wasting, I guess you could say. For example, I like collecting random things. For example, I have this Metal Gear Solid official guide right here. Never once used it. I've had it for years, since the game came out. Never once used it, but they were just getting rid of it, basically. And so I was like, hey, I want it. And they're like, okay. And they did something, they call it pennying it out. So basically, they penny it out in the system, make it cost a penny, and then they got rid of it. Well, what we would do is penny it out in the system, and then the employees would buy it for a penny. So it wouldn't just get thrown away. Well, apparently, corporate did not like that. So they changed it to where we had to penny them out, and with the strategy guides, for example, we would have to do that and then rip the covers off, rip them completely apart. They would rather throw the product away rather than it go to someone who would enjoy it, having it. And a lot of people would say well, if you wanted it that bad, why didn't you just buy it? It's well, I wanted it just to put it up on the display, not to actually use it. So why would I? And strategy guys are stupidly overly priced, no matter where you go. Anyway, so that was kind of a bummer. But overall, I ended up having to leave. Things were going great with FedEx, so it just made more sense to leave and go over there. I would see the managers from time to time whenever I would go in or just out and about, and they'd say, "So when are you coming back?" So I guess they missed me over there for a while. But I see people dogging GameStop so much, and there are reasons to dog them. Don't get me wrong; it's by no means a perfect company, especially with their trade back program, which apparently has gotten a lot better. I don't know if it's already happened, if they're still talking about it, but how you can actually return new games if you don't like it, which could end up hurting them more than they think it's going to, but we'll see. But yeah, it just shows that experiences are different no matter where we go. We had the customers, sometimes the regulars, who would have to be asked to leave, and that was the only really bad part as far as people goes. Like I say, everyone got along. The managers were great. I did not like the district managers too much. She always had a scowl about her, and the first time I ever met her, I was still relatively new to the job, and we all, whenever we were on break or whatever, we all had our drinks and we would eat our food behind the counter, just because there was no comfortable place to sit down in the back, and they didn't like us eating back there anyway. So I did that. Well, just kind of let people know I wasn't, working at the time, so they knew who to go to. I would take my badge off. I would sit right next to me and just took it off. Well, she came in and she's yelled at me like, "Why is your badge off?" I was like, "I'm on lunch break. I'm eating." And then me, you can call it passive aggressive if you want, but I call it being an ass. I was like, "I'm eating," and I just slowly stared at her while I took a bite of my food, and yeah, she just kind of scoffed at me and walked off. I was like, so that I didn't really like her from the get go, but all in all, basically what I'm trying to say is, I just saw all those videos talking about how terrible GameStop is to work for, and that's their experience, and this was mine. But I'm a firm believer of the boss, or as I said, the leader really dictates how the job goes. I try to, at my job, I try to be fair to everybody, sympathetic. I try to figure out, I'll ask them, like, "How you doing?" Obviously. And then I'll ask about their family, how things going. I know which ones have kids. I know when they're sick. I know which ones are in school, what they're in school for, what they're aspiring to be, and I'll ask them about that, because those small things will make people work harder for you when you care about them. And I'm not just fishing for information to ask them to get them to do that, as I genuinely care. So that's why I would do a lot of small talk with people that came in before they bought stuff, or even after. Maybe that's why I did so well with the purchase plans and the pro upgrade and all that good stuff. So yeah, really, that's the end of this video. There's no real purpose for it, except just to kind of give my take on a topic that I thought was kind of interesting. And I blame YouTube for thrusting all those videos in my face when I did not ask for it. But maybe if you're young and you're looking for a first job, and you love gaming as much as I do, and you're just looking for something to get a little bit of money while you're in school, it's not as bad as it seems. But go into each store, because since they're smaller, not like Walmart or any big retailer, go in, actually try and have conversations with the employees. See, just ask them, ask them about themselves. How long you've been working here. What games do you guys like? What do you talk about? And see if it's a good fit for you. With how small the stores are, like I said, it would be easy to do that, and so you could see if you would enjoy working there. But that's the end of this video. Stay tuned for much more. I'm going to go check out the market, see how things are doing, and if I need to get depressed, then I'm going to finish up my other video and have that up as well. And there's a lot new content coming, so hope you all enjoy it, and we'll see you around. And don't forget to subscribe and like the video.